So tell me a little bit about yourself and your music.
I'm Lisa Vetrone. I am 22 years old. I'm a blues rock singer-songwriter. I'm really influenced by the 60s and 70s. I play my original songs with a guitarist, usually, sometimes a drummer, and I'm in a 60s tribute band.
Don't you need somebody to love? Wouldn't you love somebody to love? You better find somebody to love.
So what is it like being a singer-songwriter?
It's great because the singing part is always great. That's like when I'm most myself, is when I'm on stage, but the songwriting is kind of challenging because, you know, I get inspired by a lot of things, but it's really hard when everything like strikes at the right moment and everything comes together, and I can only take a song so far. If it's not working out, I just like discard it. It's also like, it's difficult, like, you know, you're booking gigs all the time and you're promoting and you're trying to get people to play with you and trying to get people to come out and see you, and it's not fun to play to like an empty room. If you love it as much as I do, it's not that bad because it doesn't matter who's in the room. So it's a mix. Like I couldn't see myself doing anything else.
So is your family musical?
My grandpa was. He could always sing. He didn't play anything as far as I know. But he always had a really nice voice, and he's the one who would play Bobby Darin and the Rat Pack and Ella Fitzgerald and Billie Holiday for me when I was really young. So that kind of stuck with me. But nobody else.
Become the song of another summer. Dance with me under the midnight sun. Love me like you'll never love another, and I'll be your only one. Let's play along to our own soft parade. Sing to this heart of mine. I promise I'll be forever yours if you love me like it's 1969.
So what instruments do you play?
My main instrument is the piano, but I really only use it to write. I'm trying to learn the guitar. I'm kind of able to play the harmonica because I took harmonica lessons, but it's kind of hard to practice because you can only like breathe in and out for so long without feeling like you're gonna pass out. So that's kind of like stagnant. And I am an expert tambourine player.
Fake it, baby. Lay the real people on me. Don't you remember? It's such a funny place to be. Make it, baby. Make me know you're real, yeah. Make me jump into the air.
Obviously your musical influences from past artists, but what current musicians do you listen to?
Obviously Adele. I love Lady Gaga like so much. Hosier and Leon Bridges is really good because he's a real throwback. And then of course like Beyonce.
Take me to church. I worship like a dog at the shrine of your lies. I'll tell you my sins so you can sharpen your knife. Offer me that deathless death, and good God, let me give you my life. Take me to church. I worship like a dog at the shrine of your lies. I'll tell you my sins so you can sharpen your knife. Offer me that deathless death, and good God, let me give you my life.
Since you started singing, has your musical style changed?
It's kind of a two-part thing because singing, definitely you realize what you're capable of. You learn how to do different things with your voice and what works where. You know, that's just a learning process. And then in terms of songwriting, like I've always listened to older music, but I've also was really influenced by more current stuff when I started songwriting. My earlier stuff is probably more pop oriented, but always had like a soul tinge to it. As I learned more about like the blues and was more influenced by that, I kind of like learned that there was a name for my style. So it went more in that direction. So yeah, it's definitely an evolution.
Just for me. Oh, yeah. She says love just for me. She loves me so tenderly. I got a woman way over the town. It's good to me. She's there to love me.
What image do you think your music conveys?
I mean, each song like has a different message. Some of them are like really desperate sounding, and some of them are really like imaginative. And some of them are nostalgic, and then some of them are just like really depressing. So I think it depends on the song. I think a lot of people have heard some songs that I've written and been like, where did that come from? Because you're like 22 years old, and what experience do you have with that? But that's a part of songwriting, I think. Like, if a song's really dramatic, for example, or has like an image that's not something you would expect, like if we're gonna get into specifics here, like Johnny Walker is a song about like this drug addict, like alcoholic guy, and no, I don't have experience with that, but that's just like a combination of different guys in my life who I just kind of molded them into this like imaginary horrible person, and like in a hyperbolic way express my feelings about like not being able to get away from that toxic relationship and then finally overcoming it, but like through poisoning him. Like, it's not something that actually happened, or else I wouldn't be here, I'd be in jail. So it's a different message for every song, and you can't take anything too seriously or too literally, but I think they express more universal.
And freedom's just another word for nothing left to lose. Nothing. It's nothing how to fit any free. And feeling good was easy, Lord, when he sang the blues. Feeling good was good enough for me. Good enough for me, my baby.
Do you feel pressure to conform to the standards of today's pop music?
I think there's always a battle between, like selling out or staying like true to your own like creative instincts, and you kind of have to strike a balance between commercial and what you want to do, and maybe those things align and maybe they don't, but they certainly like don't right now for me. Like, I'm not inspired really by much that's out today, and I think everything's very electronic, and I'm not willing to go that route. And even the people that aren't, like, there's a lot of girls with guitars singing really like quiet songs, and that's not me, and I'm never gonna be like that. Like, and maybe, that means I'll never get signed because that's not what people are looking for now, but I don't think it would be worth it to change. I make music because I like to make music, and I like what's coming out of me. I can listen to music if I like what's coming out of somebody else. Like, I don't have to change.
What is your favorite song to perform?
Me and Bobby McGee.
What is your favorite song that you've ever written?
I think Johnny Walker.
Who is your favorite artist of all time?
The Beatles.
What is your favorite song of all time?
That's the hardest question in the world, but since it's tattooed on me, I feel like I have to say Let It Be.
Thank you.